Will the marshal please return the ceremonial mace to the stand? Please be seated. Good afternoon. I'm Charles Flederman, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs of the School of Engineering, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to the UNM School of Engineering Spring 2015 Convocation. It's a time to celebrate the accomplishments of each of our new graduates and give them a great send-off to their future endeavors. And let me just emphasize that word, celebrate. We're in the perfect venue to be as celebratory as you like, so let's hear it. All right, that'll do for now. I'd like to begin by introducing our faculty marshal for today's ceremony. At each of our convocations, we invite a special member of the School of Engineering family to be the marshal for our ceremony and to carry the School of Engineering ceremonial mace in the faculty procession. This spring, our marshal is Professor Stephen Bruick. Steve began his career at UNM in the summer of 1984, having previously worked for MIT Lincoln Labs in Massachusetts. During most of his time at UNM, Steve served as the director of the very successful Center for High Technology Materials. He also achieved the rank of Distinguished Professor, the highest faculty rank awarded at UNM. He retired from UNM last summer, although he continues to pursue his research and mentor graduate students. Steve, thank you for your years of service, and good luck in your future endeavors. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you the Dean of the School of Engineering, Dr. Joseph Checky.
Let me add my words of welcome to those of Dean Flederman's. It's great to see so many families, friends, faculty, staff, and so many of the graduates here with us today to celebrate on this very happy occasion. Today's graduates are part of one of the largest groups that the School of Engineering has ever had. During this academic year, the school has awarded 486 degrees, including 240 bachelor's degrees, 173 master's, and 73 PhDs. The word is out. Our state, our country, and the entire world needs more graduates in the STEM fields: science, technology, engineering, and math. And all of you graduating today are part of our answer. Well, today, as you can see, we're playing in the pit. And yes, that's what I still call it. And I gotta tell you, coming down the ramp with a bunch of engineers and computer scientists, that's about as good as it gets. But whatever anybody calls it, the pit remains a place where people come to clap and shout. You've already started doing that. But let's give it up now for our graduates one more time to show them how proud we are of making this milestone. That is great. Yes. Well, I'm really glad to see so many graduates here today. I think it would have been great if we saw so many students in our classes, but I'm glad you decided to be here for today. It's a great day. Each of you has successfully completed one of the most demanding courses of study in the entire university. As important as it is that you are here receiving your degree, it's equally important that you remember all that you had to do to get here. Think back to when you started. You look down the long list of required courses, projects, theses, and dissertations that stood between you and your degree. I'm sure more than a few of you had your occasional doubts that you would ever really make it to this day. And along the way, I would guess there were moments of discouragement and more doubts. But you're here today, and that means you have made it. Now, part of my job description as dean is that I'm required to give you some advice on the occasion of your commencement, and it's going to be brief. I would suggest to you that wherever you're going next, another degree or a job, you use the experience of your educational journey through the School of Engineering as a model of how to approach the challenges you will face in the future. Whatever you'll be doing, in all likelihood, you will start out feeling very much like you did when you first came to UNM. Excited about a new beginning, but also confronting challenges and obstacles to surmount. Let the experience of your success here in the School of Engineering give you the confidence to know that over time, you will meet and conquer those challenges and obstacles. This may sound like simple, obvious advice, but there's something that often gets in the way of doing this. It's a human tendency to think we've always been the way we are today, forgetting about all the hard work and dedication it took to get where we are now. We're always adjusting our baseline to zero out what it took to get here. Don't let that happen. Remember that you didn't always know how to solve differential equations or design complicated computer algorithms. Instead, you worked hard to acquire that knowledge and those skills, and many more like them. You should also keep in mind that you made your share of mistakes along the way. You didn't get here today by being perfect. You got here by focus, hard work, and most of all, perseverance. So always remember your exciting, fast-paced educational experience that now enables you to move forward in your professions at a time of exhilarating and rapid advances in technology. As you go forward, meet your challenges head-on, work to overcome obstacles, recover from the occasional failure, and achieve your goals. It's a strategy that you should replicate over and over again as you pursue your careers. Celebrate your achievements, but never forget the journey. Lobo engineers and computer scientists, the School of Engineering and I are very proud of you, and we wish you all the best. Please don't forget us, and thanks for listening. The School of Engineering is proud to be a vital and engaged part of the broader UNM community, and it's my pleasure now to introduce our distinguished guests from around the university who have come here today to celebrate with us. First, I'd like to introduce Dr. Gregory Heilman, Associate Provost for Curriculum and Professor of Electrical and Computer Engineering. And also with us today is Dr. Julie Coonrod, Dean of Graduate Studies and Professor of Civil Engineering. I'd like to thank you both for all that you've done to help our graduates succeed.
Our main job today is to celebrate the accomplishments of those who are becoming new School of Engineering alumni. But I would also like to mention a very special group of School of Engineering alumni who are with us here on the stage. Today we have 3 of our golden grads representing the School of Engineering graduating class of 1965. These gentlemen represent over a century of engineering and professional experience and have been wonderful ambassadors for UNM and the School of Engineering. I'd like to introduce them to you, starting with Kirk Thompson, who got a Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering. John Warner, also a Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering. And Richard Reif, also Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering. Gentlemen, thank you very much for being with us today.
Our keynote speaker today is Dr. Julie Coonrod, Dean of Graduate Studies, Professor of Civil Engineering, and an alumna of our Department of Civil Engineering. Dr. Coonrod earned a bachelor's degree in civil engineering from Vanderbilt University. She then returned to Albuquerque to work full-time for a local consulting firm while earning her master's degree in civil engineering at UNM. Dr. Coonrod contributed to designs of roads and stormwater projects all over the state, in addition to a few Rio Grande Zoo projects. After consulting for 5 years, Dr. Coonrod went to the University of Texas at Austin, where she earned her PhD in engineering. Dr. Coonrod joined the civil engineering faculty in 1996 and is the first woman to hold the rank of professor in the department. She's taught multiple undergraduate and graduate courses in hydrology and hydraulics. Her research has focused on issues relating to the Middle Rio Grande, including Bosque evapotranspiration estimates, climate change impacts on stream flow, and the intersection of restoration and flood control goals. Since January 2013, Dr. Coonrod has been Dean of Graduate Studies at UNM. The role gives her broad oversight for all graduate programs at UNM. While the role of Dean takes her away from her research, she still teaches one graduate level class. There's a very nice biography of Dr. Coonrod in your program, and I commend it to your reading. It has a lot more details, especially things about Julie on the human side. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the podium Dean Julie Coonrod.
Some 30 years ago, I gave a graduation speech in this same arena. Surprisingly, many things have stayed the same. The pit is still one of the most exciting places in town, and although the concourse is much different and the ceiling is no longer that nasty yellow from all the smoking at halftime, some of you remember that, watching a game from my bench seat right there is very much the same. The breakfast burritos at the Frontier can still be counted on to cure a morning chill. A slice of pepperoni and green chili from Saggio's hasn't changed, although we called it Nunzio's. The iconic mural was not there, but Nunzio's son was, just as he is today, and now his grandson is there as well. And seriously, the quarters is exactly as I remember it. UNM's Duck Pond was a popular place for photos for everyone from high school seniors to brides, just as it is today. Balloon Fiesta every fall was a great event, as was an impromptu ride up the tram for afternoon skiing in the Sandias. The beautiful skies and sunsets inspire like no other place, still attracting artists from afar. Of course, many things have changed. My graduation speech 30 years ago was typed, and the quotes I used were found in a hardbound encyclopedia at the school library. With a typewriter, you could change the characters in an inch from 10 to 12. Woohoo! But there was no changing of fonts, no making the print large to avoid glasses, and certainly no easy editing. It could take hours to find a good quote on a topic in a set of encyclopedias. Googling sounded like something you shouldn't tell your parents about. While the Ferris Engineering Building is one of those things that hasn't changed much, the work going on behind the walls has changed in ways we never imagined. Today, we carry the internet in our pocket, or even on our wrist. We have video calls just like the Jetsons, and my hope is to someday have the cool personal spaceship, George's Aerocar. We have medical procedures along with pharmaceuticals that have improved and saved lives. Yet there are many discoveries to make and applications that haven't been thought. That's why the National Academy of Engineering has a list of 14 grand challenges. The common thread? To improve life. After all, that is what engineering and computer science are about, improving life. And while we can think of the many ways our lives have improved in a short time, another common thread to the Academy's grand challenges is to make these improvements faster, better, less expensive, and more widespread. To address these challenges, we must look beyond ourselves and beyond our disciplines. For example, we'll never succeed at providing access to clean water or preventing nuclear terror without understanding culture, religion, and politics. Can we secure cyberspace without understanding social sciences? How well can we restore and improve urban infrastructure without an appreciation of the arts? The Academy calls these grand and challenging, if you will, for good reason. I've been an engineer for a long time. I've taught many engineers, and I spend time with a lot of engineers. I like to think I know engineers pretty well. While there may be some truth to the engineering stereotypes, I'd like to typify the engineers that I know. First and foremost, they are problem solvers. They don't just try to understand and analyze things, they want to fix them, and they want to make things better. They are ethical, sincere, calculated, and kind. At the same time, I would say they're typically risk adverse, don't like to be wrong, and are fairly sure of themselves. I believe the grand challenges require risk, the willingness to try something that might not work. And while confidence is often helpful, arrogance will never be a true friend. Engineers are efficient and tend to take the shortest path from A to B. I tend to be of this camp. Last year, UNM had a commencement speaker who told us to make our bed every day. Really? Where is the efficiency in that? I don't ever make my bed. Don't see it again for 14 hours or 16 hours. Of course, he had a point to make about taking care of small things will help us take care of larger things. But I think you construction managers will agree with me that making my bed is not on the critical path. Now, coffee is very early on that critical path. In all seriousness, what do I miss taking the most direct route from A to B? I might miss learning something. I might miss meeting a new friend. I might miss a better, less obvious solution to a problem. Be willing to stray off the path, not to wander aimlessly, but to appreciate and learn new and different things.